Good morning, trading world. It is April 23rd, 2024, and this is my pre-market outlook and technical analysis for day trading the markets. The title of today's outlook is Signs to Pay Attention to. I was recently asked what it means when the VXK24 goes above the VXM24. What I was talking about is backwardation. Backwardation is a great sign to let you know when trouble in the market is here and now or later down the line. Let's look at a few ways that I track this backwardation. This is something that I keep up with in a spreadsheet that I'm watching all the time, and I'll kind of bring a little bit of it down here, and just to show you this is how a normal volatility curve looks. This is the short-term volatility contract, and as you go further out in time, they are higher and higher, because the further you go out in time, the more unpredictable things are. So that's how a volatility contract should look. Now, when it comes to backwardation, when shit is about to hit the fan, volatility will tell you that by going into backwardation. And so this curve that I'm looking at here in its normal position will actually flip, and the short-term volatility contract will be highest, or it will progress higher than the other contracts. And the height of volatility is when you see the curve start to look like this, where the short-term vol contract is the highest. This is telling you that trouble is right here. You're in the midst of it. Now, you can look at it that way, or you can look at it this way, and this is a study set that I have. When things get really volatile, I'll bring it out. And what you're paying attention to is that the short-term volatility contract is the red line here on the comparison. And as you see, as long as that red line is the lowest, things are okay. But let's go back and find a time when, as you can see here, that red or short-term volatility creeped higher than all the other volatility contracts, and you see what was going on. And the moment things kind of leveled out, that short-term volatility contract kind of leveled back and kind of took its place back and eased out of backwardation. So that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm looking for. Another way to look at it, the most convenient way for everyone to look at it, this is probably the easiest way for everyone to look at it. If you bring up the vol futures in your option chain, notice that there's no options for the vol futures, but above, if you look at the futures contract, this is the active contract. You want to look at this being the active contract, and the most important way we pay attention to vol contracts is the volume. So you see right here, it is 1605. The next one that we'll pay attention to according to volume is the VXM24, and we see that one 16.5 and below 17. So that's a way for you to look at the vol contracts and to see if we are in backwardation. And the other way, if we go to charts and product depth, this will actually give you that vol curve for each contract, and this is probably the most accurate way in product depth to look at it. So when you see it get here, and this is already telling you that there's some stuff that's coming here in October. October is going to be crazy already, but this can jump at any moment where you're going to see this near contract jump up here and start to get above the other midterm contracts. So that's what I'm speaking about backwardation and about that VXK24 going above the VXM24. It's just a way of measuring trouble and whether it's here or further down the line. So with that, let's get back to the regularly scheduled program about today. All right, before I get into the levels of the day, I just wanted to touch on Tesla because it will have a huge impact on the market today. Tesla has been getting killed for pretty much the entire year. I'm looking for a brief break in the slaughter of Tesla. Maybe more like a buy the rumor and sell the news type event. This will help continue the bounce in the entire market briefly through today, and then it'll probably lapse and we'll see it come back around toward the end of the week. This kind of puts me in the mind or gives me a target for the ES today, somewhere around that 50.86 to 50.93 area. It's possible to go higher, but that's just the initial target that I'm looking for, where I should kind of start looking for a reversal on the day. And it's probably going to be in tune with Tesla. As Tesla picks up and kind of rises today, Tesla will probably also reverse at some time, or kind of maybe not even reverse, but just go sideways and stop carrying the market. So as you can see where we are on the levels, the jack support is actually at this 50-60 area. Queen support zone is down to 50.49. King support zone is 50.33, all the way down to 50.21. And believe it or not, this area is pretty much a chop zone for today. So don't be surprised if we fall back in here and just kind of chop around at some point during the day. But for now, we could possibly see like the morning get us up and kind of play around in this no man's area here a good while, trying to push up, but maybe not getting that push up, and then we might get a drop later in the day at some point, getting us out of that no man's land. So that's kind of how I see today taking place. Now, it's quite possible that we get an extreme event where we get a really, really good trend day up, and we just kind of continue up through this area, pushing that 51.20 at some point. So keep that in mind. It is quite possible that that could happen. So the important battle area again is that 50.60 to 50.93 in this no man's land area. The more time we spend above 50.76, the more it speaks to a bearish continuation. The more time we spend above that 5076, the more likely we are to retrace higher into the previous range. On the other hand, if we reverse down, the battleground is going to be 5021 to 4989. In this battleground area, 5006 is the line of demarcation. The more time we spend above 5006, the more likely we are to push higher later in the week. Today's reaction areas are as follows: 5048. The next reaction area is going to be 5043. And under that is 4998. And then on the top side, we have 5076. And above that, 5095. And above that, 5116. So those are the items and entry points that I'll be looking for today. Remember, your most important job as a trader is to protect the capital you already have. You do this by knowing and understanding the risks you face in each position and in the current market conditions. We manage that risk in accordance with our account size. I hope this helps. Wishing you a positive trading day. Let's go out and make it a great one.